There's 365 days in a year. You don't remember every single day of last year. You remember significant days. Your unconscious remembers everything. So when you're in a state, a particular state, human mind works by association, it will pick out things that are relevant to that state. That's why we say, don't let the fire spread. So if you start to think of, and it's for your clients as well, but we have to begin with ourselves, that if you're in a state, if you suddenly think, oh, I'm in a state, and that state isn't conducive to well-being, so step outside of the state. How come you're in that state? Well, this happened and that happened, and they said this, and da, da, da. And I remember a time when somebody else said that. Da, 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 da. Okay. And usually this is unconscious, but that's how we kind of travel back. And sometimes we'll do it the other way. We'll travel forward. So you can see this is my timeline. Travel forward to say, well, just because that happened now, and it's just going to keep happening. It's just going to keep happening every time. If we can have the presence of mind, which is usually what an anchor gives us, to suddenly step outside of that. Think, oh, I'm very upset. Okay, then, what do I need to do to not be upset? The negative ego is not your friend. People go on about the ego. The ego is yourself, your sense of identity. Nothing wrong with that. We all get separate from each other so we can learn from each other. But your negative aspect to the ego is not your friend. It kind of joins you in the misery, and that's the voice in your head that's not useful, depicted in many films and cartoons and everything as the angel and the devil on your shoulder.
It's, when you say negative ego, is that different to the Jungian shadow, or is that the same?
This is hypnotherapy,
yeah.
So this is how we define it.
Okay.
I know lots of people make comparisons and all of that, and some people call it your shadow self, etc., which is necessary. But your negative ego is you constantly, almost like, the devil on your shoulder. Mm-hmm. You will never account. And to meet it where it is, not really to argue with it, but just to go, okay, just let it go into the background and allow the positive anchors to work. So, anybody else got an anchor? Anchor.
Is the negative ego also like the inner critic?
It's the negative ego. It's the negative ego. So this is clinical hypnotherapy where there is a negative aspect to the ego. Right. Whatever, arose by any other name.